Sometimes it's actually hard to be responsible for a client. Something goes amiss and you're like, hey, I'm not responsible for them. Hello everyone, I'm glad to have you here. It's Enoch, your customer relations and service consultant. Previously, we talked about 2 characteristics of good customer service. We dwelt on promptness and personalization. Today, I want us to continue with this amazing topic of the characteristics of good customer service, or the things that we need to exhibit while dealing and handling our customers. I want to start with patience. Have you ever attended to a customer and you felt like they were nagging? You felt irritated? You felt like, these guys are so slow? Yes, probably we've all gone through it, or as I speak, maybe it happened yesterday, or it's about to happen. How do you deal with clients that are slow? It could be a phone call that you've had or that you're having with this particular client. You're well equipped with the things that you're doing, whereas on the other hand, the client or your prospect has no idea. They are making an inquiry and they call in and they start asking one thing at a time, and you feel like they're taking so long on this. It's like you just want to wrap it up and end the conversation, yet they need to know these particular details. Patience is a key attribute or characteristic that we need to exhibit. Some of them, interestingly, may even come to our premises. Upon arrival, even the speed at which they walk, they are slow. When they sit somewhere, they need to be attended to. Some of them may even be mature, but they are more like babies and they need to be given a lot of care. With patience comes the whole customer experience, because somebody has chosen to come to your premise. It could be a hotel, it could be a guest house, it could be a restaurant. Be patient with them. If there are things they are using and they don't know how to use them, take the time to teach them. Be patient with them as you do this. Otherwise, if you lose out on this attribute and you're not patient with them and they walk out of your premises, you will not only lose them, but you may lose another whole lot of customers that they would have recommended to your premises. The other attribute that I want us to look at carefully is politeness. When was the last time you said thank you to that person that offered you a good service, or to that customer that walked onto your premises, or to that delivery guy that brought some things to your home? Politeness is an attribute important, yet so easily forgotten. Many of our customer care agents lately are taking this lightly. You walk into a premise, a hotel, a restaurant, an office, and you're completely ignored. Somebody just looks at you. Maybe if they want to, they just say hi, or they just bypass, they just walk freely past you. It's like it's none of their business. And before they know it, this is the person that has actually come to bring in the business that they've been looking out for. Politeness is an attribute that we all need to have. When somebody offers a good service, kindly say, thank you, sir. Thank you, madam. If it's a product that you've received and somebody has delivered it to you, say thank you. If you know them by name, remember we talked about personalization, thank them. Thank you, Mr. Wekesa, for the product you've delivered to me. And whether a client or a prospect buys a product or not, it's always important to be polite with them. As they leave your premises, thank them for coming by. I repeat this, that when a client walks onto your premises, You've taken them round and they're leaving and they've not bought anything from you. Don't feel like they wasted my time. I wish I dealt with somebody else. No. Thank them for spending that time with you, for you're not sure if these clients will come back. And chances are, the way you've dealt with them while they were at your premises and the way you've sent them off by thanking them for the time they've spent at your premises could be the reason as to why they'll definitely come back and also encourage others to visit your shop, to visit your restaurant, or to visit your stores. Be polite. It costs nothing to be polite to somebody. The other attribute that we need to appreciate is basically listening carefully. This is a trait that we all need. It doesn't matter which position of authority you're in. Listening to a customer or to a prospect customer is an important factor in service delivery. Have this conversation with them that is not interrupted. So many a times when somebody is talking, we want to interrupt with what they're saying. As somebody is still trying to explain, taking you through the need, they're explaining, figuring out how to bring the point home, and you're like, I get you, I know what you're trying to say. No. Give them the time. Be patient with them. Listen carefully to what they're explaining. As a result of this, they'll feel that whatever they said was appreciated because you listened to them. So whatever solution you'll be able to give to them in regards to what they were explaining to you will actually be appreciated and accepted or put into consideration. But when you interrupt them as they are talking, they'll feel like you did not actually understand what they were trying to explain or to pass on to you. The last attribute or characteristic that we need to have is taking responsibility. Sometimes it's actually hard to be responsible for a client. Something goes amiss and you're like, hey, I'm not responsible for them. It was so and so, it wasn't me. I only did this one, so picked it up from there. It's not always about that. It's always good to take responsibility, sometimes even when we are not the ones in the wrong. There are times you'll have a client and this client does something, and truth be told, the mistake was theirs, and everyone can actually judge accordingly and say, yes, this client was in the wrong. But you go on to take responsibility by actually saying, I'm sorry for what has happened. Taking responsibility could actually save us from future repercussions that could have resulted from that small mistake that has happened at your premises.